one of the most pressing questions going into this summer is, where should this world-class talent go? I know, we're thinking about Victor Osimhen in this moment, Nico Cantor, JayDee Dyer, of course always powered by Sofascore. And this is going to be one of the question marks, as it is every summer, going into this one. Victor Osimhen, the incredible season that he's had in Turkey, the demonstration, the championship that he's had in Turkey. But the bigger question is now, Nico, what is the future like for him?
Yeah, definitely. And if he can't find somewhere to go, he's going to stay at Galatasaray. Galatasaray clearly wants to keep him. He has been so good. And I don't think it's that far-fetched that Galatasaray is requesting this amount of money because he has delivered. I didn't think there could be a striker that was going to be better than Icardi at Galatasaray because Icardi took control of the love that the Ultra Aslan gave. And this guy came up in a prime moment and he could probably be even better. And he's delivered. They're not going to go back-to-back Turkish Super League titles. Meanwhile, Fenerbahce got Mourinho, they got Domenico Tedesco, fired. It's a massive moment. He has been so good, and it feels like he probably wants to make a move to a team within the elite echelon of European football.
You now think about it, that's a trophy now in terms of adding to the trophy cabinet of what he did in Italy. Now he's done it in Turkey. But again, he's still missing that major league. When I say no disrespect to Serie, of course, the Turkish Super League, but I'm talking about he wants to be in the Champions League conversations. He wants to be at the forefront of world football.
He sees himself possibly winning a Ballon d'Or.
He sees himself up there with Kane, the Mbappes, the Dembeles, of course, into that conversation. Because in his own mind, when you look at the stats in terms of his duels, wins, and then the goals per 90, he's as good as any striker in world football. But again, it's always been the question mark about him. Does he have the attitude to fit into a team? Does he have the question marks or the personality to fit into a mold where you're around other world-class players in a changing room or a locker room? I feel like he does, because I always say, iron sharpens iron. But when you look at his club stats and you look at some of the other greats, especially the African strikers that have played in Europe and how great they have been, first of all, the games that he's played in tells me a lot. That's a question mark in its own right, his fitness concerns, because he probably should have been a little bit further along. I know he wants to add to his trophy cabinet, we spoke about that, but that goal-to-game ratio of what he can do, but especially when you're looking against Samuel Eto'o, Didier Drogba, or of course, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, phenomenal, bro.
He's just getting started almost, Osimhen. When you do compare him with a finished career of Eto'o, don't misinterpret me, completed career, right? Mm-hmm. We're comparing a guy who's still playing to African legends, and Osimhen can enter the fray, but to be a legend, it feels like he needs to take that next step in his career. So I think that's what we got to entertain now. What's the best fit for a guy like this?
Oh, I'm so glad you had that question, because I do actually have somewhere that is going to be a good fit for Victor Osimhen going into the summer. And the only reason why I say as such is because I feel like anytime there's a move in terms of a major club and a major player coming together, there needs to be one important marry, which is the club have to want you because of the space that's there, but also Victor has to want to join there because of the pride that he has for himself. So reveal it. This is what I'm talking about. When I say to you that this right here and Victor Osimhen being in the Premier League could be the recipe for success. The reason why I say so is because I think about the weight in terms of shirts around world football, and the number 9 for Chelsea has been one that has been heavy, from Gianluca Vialli all the way through. Now, the last person to turn around and rep that shirt, of course, we just saw Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He did it with an element of pride, moved from North London to West London, everything else that came in between, with a spell in Spain in the middle. But what we need more than anything as the Chelsea number 9 is goals. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look at this in terms of the goals per 90, the scoring and the goal conversion, there's not many strikers in Europe that's going to be better than Victor Osimhen. You give this man an opportunity, he has proven time and time again that he can live up to the hype. Will he get number 9? Of course, that's rep right now by Liam Delap. But what I do like is this relationship. Because how did you get the best out of Cole Palmer? I seem to remember a similar striker, of a similar mold, Nico Jackson, who were holding the ball up, nice little bits of interchange around the corner and getting the best out of him. Unlocking Cole Palmer is the only way that Chelsea are going to go to the next stage. I don't want to remind Chelsea fans of what's happened this week, but you know, Nottingham Forest has been a big eye-opening situation to remind you that the 2 managers that have left, it requires an element of change. And Victor in a number 9 shirt, or at least a number 9 position in West London, could be amazing. Nico, you like it? Yes or no?
I do like it. I started thinking about Victor Osimhen in the Premier League, and I wanted to find a place that he could possibly start, kind of just plug and play. A lot of places already have their strikers, so then I left England and I went to Bayern. And what about Harry Kane? Does Bayern need to start thinking post Harry Kane? Probably not yet. But someone who did play at Bayern and a team that needs to be thinking about their post era with their striker is Barcelona, because Lewandowski is more out than in at this moment. And if you want to find a world-class striker to just put into that number 9 spot, especially as Lewandowski has kind of lost his starting position at Barcelona, it's the Catalans. And sure, you look at this is actually pretty impressive from Ferran Torres, that he's got 20 goals and 2 assists. Barca actually had a lot of the answers to who's coming up next after Lewandowski on their team. But if you want to find a guy that just loves to be fed, think about the teams that he played on. Napoli, wingers, him with Kvara on the left. And then at Galatasaray, he's got Barış Alper Yilmaz, or vertical players. And you could just think about it, the way that they put players in. This guy with Lamine Yamal and Rafinha on the other side, feed the blender all day. This guy's gonna score goals. And not only that, he has really good work rate. So he'll drop off, he'll play, he'll press. He is a guy that will work for you. And I think this connection and that connection is just gonna give you goals.
I have 2 question marks. I don't doubt that they'll get goals, but I am concerned about, not so much this, because I do believe that he can defer, but I am concerned about that, because Victor would need to accept that he's never ever going to be the star. And as long as you're okay with being Janet or Tito or Jermaine, and you're never going to be Michael, shout out to the Jacksons. You know exactly. You look confused there. You didn't think something you got at least a Jackson reference.
No, I didn't. Come on, bro. I'm not that ignorant.
He looked a little bit confused. I'm just saying, I just need him to understand that he's never going to be the star. But does this team win the Champions League in your minds?
Yeah, I mean, you got the Jackson 5 already here.
Oh, I like it. Now you're catching up.
We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bro. I think in any football team, you have to understand that, especially in the modern day. Like PSG would have been a good shout. You've got the same problem from an ego perspective. You're going to have to be splitting the spoils, and I don't think this guy's going to have to be splitting the spoils. But how about this? Lamine Yamal can be the main guy, but he doesn't have to be your main goals contributor. He's going to be doing all the magic, but if Osimhen's at the end of that to just bury one in, he gets the magic, he shows the magic, and he gets the goals. I think that's a formula that Victor Osimhen is willing to put up with.
I just need to know from the people, because of course you know the third member of the team. What do you think in terms of, is it a better fit at Chelsea, is it a better fit at Barcelona, or is it a better fit somewhere else across Europe? Because Victor is always one of those ambitious players that are going to want to test himself amongst Europe's elite. So Sofascore have given us their sort of, I like the strengths in terms of the pacing behind. We know he's clinical in terms of in the box, both an aerial threat and so physical in terms of what he brings to any backline. And the systems that, oh wow, they're saying to Arsenal should be the team that should be chasing them. Now, I'm going to tell you now, Arsenal's not a bad, think about it. Noni Madueke, Nigerian descent. Bukayo Saka, Nigerian descent. There could be a nice little Igbo, Yoruba. I like the little link up that they could have in between there.
Hey,
it might not be too bad.
It's not a bad shout. Again, it's like you spend all this money for Victor Gyökeres, and you're still flirting between who's a better fit, Kai Havertz or Victor Gyökeres.
Or Gabriel Jesus.
Or Gabriel Jesus. But Victor Gyökeres, as of late, has started to pick it up. Andrea Berta, was he at Galatasaray watching Victor Osimhen play?
He just likes Turkey. He just likes Turkey, no?
Something wrong with his hair or something?
No. He just likes Turkey. Turkey full stop. You know what I mean? It's sunshine. It's a great holiday destination. Look, it's over your shoulder. It's right there. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. That's the Galata Tower over my shoulder, by the way. So
I don't know. Victor Osimhen to Arsenal could be a recipe for success, but more importantly, what do you think is the best recipe for success? Where should Victor find himself next year? Or should you just set up base in Turkey? It's not too bad. It's warm, beautiful holiday destination. You know, every time, numbers don't lie. Nico Cantor, JayDee Dyer. Men lie, women lie, but numbers never do.
Hey, thanks for watching this video from Numbers Don't Lie. Be sure to catch our show every Monday at 5 p.m. on YouTube. And for news and insights from leagues all around the world, including Serie A, EFL, and all UEFA competitions, both men's and women's, don't forget to sign up for Paramount+.